From Outpost Gray and Grant Thornton Public Sector, we provide you the CyberFed News Roundup. Tech news that matters.
Hello and happy Friday, October 14th, 2022. I am your host, Jack Scott, and today I am providing you the CyberFed News Roundup for the week of October 10th. Let's get into it. Germany's cybersecurity chief's head is on the chopping block. According to German news sources, the German cybersecurity chief may be losing his job due to possible ties with Russian security services. The allegations against Mr. Schoenbohm stem from his founding of the Cybersecurity Council of Germany. The council is a subsidiary of a Russian cybersecurity firm that was founded by a former KGB operative. The head of the Parliament Oversight Committee for Germany's intelligence agencies said in a statement, these accusations must be decisively investigated. Both Mr. Schoenbohm and the BSI, Federal Information Security Agency, have yet to respond to the media request for comments. 2023 NDAA finally made it to the full Senate for a vote. 4 months after being approved to go before the full Senate by the Senate Armed Services Committee, the NDAA is finally up for consideration. The NDAA is how the Department of Defense gets its budget for day-to-day operations and projects. The NDAA also prescribes the maximum number of active duty personnel for each branch. This version is a replacement of the House version that was approved earlier this year and had some obstacles to overcome. It has to be passed by the full House Senate, then it goes over to the House for a vote. However, none of this will happen until after the midterm elections. DHS and CISA are trying to figure out the most recent DDoS attacks suspected to be led by Russian hacktivists. This week, a hacktivist group called KillNet attacked various U.S. airports, taking down their public-facing websites using a denial-of-service attack. These attacks are very basic cybersecurity attacks where cybercriminals will overwhelm a site by sending large amounts of packets to the site, knocking the site offline. Researchers believe that even though these attacks did not harm the airport, they could be a precursor to what is to come. These attacks are coming on the heels of the Russian and Ukraine war and America's involvement, which could be seen as pro-Ukraine. U.S. officials are gauging their internal defense cyber operations off of Ukraine's cyber operations. Ukraine has been battling more than a guerrilla warfare. Russia is also leveraging cyber to impact the government. Through all odds, Ukraine has been withstanding these attacks relatively well, considering their situation. Inglis said Ukraine's surprise performance on the digital battle space has proven the U.S. can achieve significant progress in security if it makes serious investments in digital resiliency and does not delegate digital defense to market forces or destiny. The White House is getting into the market of Internet of Things. This week, the White House published a fact sheet that supports the executive order issued in May 2021 in response to the SolarWinds and Colonial Pipeline attack. The initiatives by the White House is to label IoT devices to provide users with the potential risk of utilizing the products on their network. Former President Donald Trump signed legislation to create a standard for IoT security. The law also tasked NIST with issuing recommendations for minimum cybersecurity standards for IoT devices purchased by the federal government. The Biden administration followed suit by having NIST develop benchmarks for cybersecurity labels and incentives for manufacturers and marketers who adopt these new labeling schemes. That concludes your CyberFed News Roundup for the week of October 10. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode out with others. You all are the best, and I'll see you next week.